Hey Libra, how are you Libras doing? So you have the Scorpio energy, the Queen of Wands, and then you have the Eight of Pentacles. Um, so there's a sense of you Libras feeling like you're becoming more of yourselves. That like there's specific reasons why it is that you Libras do what it is that you do, and you're learning, like I said before, right? And one of the last Libra readings that I talked about, right? I think the one that I made latest before this one, I talked about that duality and how it is that, you have to learn to blend, you know, you do have to care about other people. I'm not even going to lie, because if you don't, other people are not going to care about you. And what you're going to have is you're going to have a feud. You're going to have people who don't like you, right? But then at the same time, there is a part of Libra where you don't care about certain people. You don't care about certain things. You don't care about certain outcomes. And that is also good as well, right? Got to get rid of the moralism. And the reason why it is that I'm saying that is because these three cards right here are paramount, because that's what it reflects. It's saying that the Scorpio energy is about like you being like you've had it. You've put up with it enough. You tried to be quote unquote good moralistically, and this stuff doesn't work, right? It's not working. You're getting played, you're getting used, and now a lot of you Libras are like, okay, well, what do you do? Well, what you do is you can still care about other people, but you just have to be able to understand what exactly it is that you care about. Me, I care about self-improvement. That's one of the things that I care about. And so that aspect of it takes it out of the hands of other people, and no one can essentially take that away from me, right? Now what I'm trying to say here with you is just copy me, basically, right? Pick something that no one can ever actually take away from you, and then seek that out, right? And place that as one of the things that you Libras actually care about, and that you passionately seek out, that excellence. And what will happen to you is that you Libras will actually learn to blend that dualism together, because you're in a situation where you Libras are like, okay, how do you care about other people while at the same time not care so much to the point where you find yourself in these situations where you care about others and they're just taking it for granted? And that's how it is that you essentially do it, or one of the ways that you do it. I'm not going to make it seem like it's the only way, but it's one of the ways that you do it. And so you have the Ace of Pentacles and the Four of Wands for you Libras right here. And so these two cards really represent, so now because the Scorpio energy is also about like making it things clear to yourself that you actually like when you don't care about certain things, right? But like it is that I said before, you can't just not care about other people. You know what I'm saying? You have to legitimately care. It's just that, again, and I've talked about this before, right? Um, because you have the Ace of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. A lot of you Libras, like I keep talking about, right? For the past couple of weeks, right? For the past several weeks, you're on the up and up, and you've got big things happening for you. But remember, right? Big things are happening for you, so that means that it requires important changes, right? Certain things have to change as it is that you start to move up. Same thing goes with me. I'm on my way up. Certain things have to change. I have to be in control of certain outcomes. If I can't be in control of certain outcomes, well then forget about it. I'm not going to participate in it. And it looks controlling. And I'm a Sigma saying this. So you can imagine how much I'm like, I wish it was different. But no, it has to be like this. And the reason why is because what's going on with you Libras is that you're on your way up. So you can't have people around you who are hanging out with you for the bread, for your body, for both, right? They hanging around you because y'all are air signs, and air signs get famous and known, and build a following, fairly easier than the other elements, right? And no, right? You want someone that legitimately understands you, knows you, right? The air signs, y'all like to do a lot of different things. You Libras like to do things that are dualistic, things that you think, things that other people don't think that there's a relationship or a commonality, even though there actually is. It's just that people just don't pay attention to how two of those things that may seem like they don't have in common actually do have things in common and are actually connected. And then y'all are like Libras, right? So Libra rules over quantum entanglement. Libra and Aries rule over quantum entanglement. And so a lot of you are thinking, so basically what quantum entanglement is, it's another way of saying relationships, basically. Relationships. It's two or more things, specifically two things specifically, that have a relationship with one another, that actually affect one another. And so that's essentially what a relationship is. It's a connection it's a connection in the things that you are comparing and contrasting. And sometimes you're not even comparing and contrasting. Sometimes you are observing the qualities of one thing and the other thing, and what they have, what relationship there is, basically. And so a lot of you are learning this about yourself, and you Libras are learning what works and what doesn't. And then you have the Seven of Swords right here. The Seven of Swords is all about how you Libras, yeah, you feel a little bit betrayed that you have to go through this, right? But then at the same time, you have to understand that this is a situation for you where, for you Libras, right, the Seven of Swords is really about how you're doing it because it's to protect yourself, right? It is. And it is, right? It's your ego protecting you, basically, and itself, the entirety of you. Because the thing about it is that a lot of you Libras feel like you've left yourself open for usage, right? Like anybody to tell you a couple of nice things, and you Libras may feel like you're just going to end up just being putty in a person's hands. Now, are you Libras actually putty in a person's hands? No. But the point is that for you, you perceive yourself as that because of the things that you felt like you was in love a little bit too easily. And so now it's this instance in which, how do you fix the error of your ways? How do you fix being overly giving, right? And to care a little bit less and to focus on what you care about, right? I care about being the best that I can be, essentially. And so because I care about that a lot, guess what happens? That means that I have to figure it out. What is it about myself that I have to let go of that ends up holding me back, right? And so um you can still take time out of your day to pay attention to the vastness and see everything, right? And see the bigger picture. But you have to hand pick and choose some things that are very important to you, and then seek excellence of those things. And so now you have the Chariot and the Three of Wands for you Libras. And this is what this is about, like, how, because a lot of you Libras are recalibrating. You are acclimating to the fact that you were too giving, right? You put yourself out there too much. And the Three of Wands represents, so now, because this is future. So now this is like the future. Now you will develop that level of, you're not being a jerk. You do care about others, but then at the same time, you don't, it's also, and it's not a situation where you don't care about what other people feel. You do care about what they feel, but you Libras are learning how to be a lot more savvy socially, is what it is. You're understanding people's intent, because a lot of you Libras prefer to, again, y'all, a lot of the times back in the day, y'all would prefer to be robotic, If you can get the job done without having to get emotionally attached and involved, you Libras will be glad to do so. But a lot of you Libras, somewhere along those lines, and thankfully, you understood that you're not robots. So you will get attached naturally to people that you care about, okay? And so what's happening here with you Libras is that what the situation for you is that you Libras, like I said, you're recalibrating. You're learning how to be socially adept, meaning on point. You Libras are understanding, hey, people's intentions, whom you should care about, whom is worth you Libras caring about them. And that if a person changes their circumstance and they start flipping the script on you and they don't care about you, then it's all right for you to, maybe you may still love them, but at the same time still have to do what's necessary in order to take care of yourself, right? So two things can be true at one time. You can love somebody, but then love them from afar. You do not have to love the person up close and personal. And so now you have the Three of Wands and the Knight of Wands. Excuse me, the Three of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Excuse me. And so a lot of you Libras just feel like it's lame of how complicated things are. But I'm just going to keep it a buck with you. A lot of people have made it complicated, and part and parcel is, well, a big portion is because of the ego. People want to feel self-important, and they overvalue their self-importance. They want everybody to think of them as being important, right? The delusion of grandeur. When I talk about the socioeconomic ladder, remember, I'm not just talking about finances. I'm talking about attention. The three things that are the most used to play people is finances, economic, right? What did I say? The socio-economic ladder. So finances, that's economic. Fame, socio, right? You know what I'm saying? And love. This is why dating coaches charge so much. This is why dating and mating and relationships is such a big deal, because everybody is showing they want love. Even though they may laugh at it and scoff at it. But all right, but facts are the facts. If people didn't really want love like that, it wouldn't be such a huge market where people do numbers. If you wanna get big on YouTube very quickly, just talk about relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like, and bring goofy people on, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Just talk about relationships. So the situation with you is, again, a lot of you are learning how to do a combination of the two in a way it works for you individually. So let's clarify the Knight of Swords. Excuse me, not Knight of Swords, excuse me, the Knight of Wands. Sorry about that. You have the Knight of Swords. Okay. Then you have the Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, the Sun card, and then last but not least, you have the World card. So what's going on here for you Libras is the Knight of Swords. Right. You're learning how to, a lot of you Libras got to learn to spot hubris. When a person is very confident, too confident, in fact. They think that there's nothing about themselves that they can fix, so they make excuses for the things that they have to improve on, because those are people that you should generally not really care too much about. And the reason why is because when you interact with them, you know what you're going to get. These people are jealous-hearted individuals that don't want to see other people rise up on their own, no matter what circumstances they're in, or no matter how much hard work and dedication other people see. They're very jealous-hearted, while at the same time, they try to delude other people and delude themselves into thinking that they are perfect and they are divine-like. And so people who have a lot of hubris, people who, once again, can't apologize, you know what I mean? They can't say that they're sorry. They can't, they can't make a mistake and say, oh, I messed that up. I'm sorry. I apologize. Those type of people. Then you have the Nine of Pentacles, the Sun card, and the World card. For you Libras, another thing too, the Nine of Pentacles and this new skill that you are developing is actually going to do you real good, because you can care about others in a way where you will not end up getting hurt. And at the same, or it'll be harder for people because you will develop thicker skin. And on top of that, you're a lot more relaxed socially, in the sense that you know what to do. You're I wouldn't say relaxed, but a lot more calm underneath the pressure, because you just know who to care about and what to care about and what not to, right? Based upon your experience, based upon what you have observed, but not only that too, but based upon, like I said, what you have observed, knowing the contents of a person's character. Like most people, like you gotta understand, like I ain't gonna say most, but you gotta understand a large portion. Part of the reason why it is I'm so bored when it comes to a lot of people is because a lot of people want cash, control over other people, and you see it play itself out a lot in society. And so for me, I if I have to go do something and I know that I'm not just gonna dart in and dart out really quickly, well, I'm going to a shop to go pick something up, I have to actually sit down and wait. I bring a book with me. I bring a book or a video game with me on the Game Boy Advance where I play Pokemon. You know why? Because I'm so bored of the fact that you'll you know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying? People trying to get attention sometimes, da, da, da. Sometimes they're not. Shout outs to them. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're legitimately doing their job. But I'd rather just bury my head in a book and learn something and be constructive with my time, to be honest with you. But that's it. The Sun card and the World card represents things are, and with this new mentality, you'll be able to actually make better, higher order decisions for yourself that benefit you. So that's it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K. We are at 27,200 and change. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever it is that I drop my videos. Come through and get a personal reading from me as well. Peace.